Greetings to you on a beautiful day. My name is Randy Jessen, and if you have already read my profile online, you'll know that I'm an elder in the United Methodist Church serving in the Rocky Mountain Annual Conference. I serve at the Parker United Methodist Church, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm in my office. It is Sunday morning, January 4th. That means that tomorrow is January 5th, our first day together as a class thinking about United Methodist polity and leadership. So let me share with you a little bit about my journey. I came to faith when I was 27 years old. I came out of the mental health background, had served working with emotionally disturbed children in the Denver area for about 10 years. And following that experience, I came out with a very non-believing approach. I was a dead-set atheist. I knew that my job was to help people stay away from the church and to stay away from anything like faith. We thought that if someone came from a mental health perspective with a statement of faith, that probably was something that needed to be fixed or something that needed to be changed or transformed. I mean, after all, who believes in things that are unseen? But then God did some remarkable things in my life and began to transform me. My wife and our family moved from the Denver metro area where our kids were involved in the school system there. And we moved to the small town of Genoa on the eastern plains of Colorado, a town at the time about 350 people, 60 kids in the school from kindergarten to 12th grade, and we enrolled our kids and we bought a little country grocery store and we began to experience life in that setting. And we discovered the church. We discovered a group of people who loved us and ultimately loved us to the Lord, made a very significant faith commitment in that little church in Genoa. That little church today has an average worship attendance of just under 20. The town has about 100 people, and it is going the way of many, many small churches. Today, we have been blessed and privileged to be able to serve a number of different congregations in the Rocky Mountain Conference, and I've had a chance to be able to do a considerable amount of teaching as well. This is my first Iliff teaching experience, so appreciate your patience. Together, we're going to be sharing a lot about ourselves, and so as we think about polity and leadership, we're really thinking about the local church, we're thinking about extension ministries, we're thinking about places where God has called us and placed us to be able to serve faithfully. And polity gives us a way to be able to do that. It gives us a structure and a framework that helps us to make sense out of the next steps and about our history as well. So we all have polity of all kinds in our own homes and families. We are people of habits, and so we have a place that we prefer to sit at the table. We have a particular system that we use when we enter into a time of study. We have polity. We have structure. We have ways of doing things. So United Methodist polity is simply our way of doing things together as a connectional church that unites one to another. Not only invites individuals to be connected to another through baptismal vows, but connects individuals together through the ordination process where clergy are called out of the church, out of the baptized community, to be identified as people who have particular gifts and graces and who have been honored on behalf of the church to be able to serve the church in a unique way as elders or deacons, local pastors, or lay servants. Together, we're going to not only learn a lot about each other, but we're going to learn a lot about the Book of Discipline. We're going to be using the 2012 edition of the Book of Discipline. It's the most current edition. The next General Conference will meet in 2016, and the 2016 General Conference will create a transformed Book of Discipline, and each 4 years we have a new set of guidelines that structures our polity. We'll be reading this book, we'll be reading it in entirety, and I will be telling you along the way the places where we need to read with great detail and the places where you can read where you just need to know the general perspective, the general parameters. For example, when we talk about the general church and all the administrative structures within the general church, we'll read that with a framework so that you have a chance to be able to know and understand that those boards and agencies exist But you might not need to know the exact detail until the time comes for you to be able to understand that. Where when you read the section about the local church or ordained ministry, those are ingredients that will impact you directly. We'll be supporting our reading of the Book of Discipline by reading Thomas Frank's book, Polity, Practice, and Mission. Now, it was revised back in 2006, so it doesn't parallel exactly the 2012 Book of Discipline, but a lot of it we'll use as supplementary reading for historical purposes. Frank has a wonderful way of bringing the history together with the reality to be able to give us a really strong framework. I love a lot of things in life. I love mission ministry. My wife and I founded a mission ministry called Global Hope. You can see more information about that. Just click on the link that is posted on the web page, and you'll see more about ministry with children in Romania, India, and in Nairobi, Kenya. Also love long-distance bicycle riding. So if any of you are bicycle enthusiasts, we could use that language to be able to talk some. You'll notice that each week there'll be a posting with an assignment. It has a due date of Thursday. The assignment is a reading assignment in the Book of Discipline and in Frank's book. And together then you will have conversation in the discussion mode about some of the ingredients of that particular section. Now, even though the assignment says that it's due on Thursday, I hope that you will have read it well before Thursday. It's just Thursday is the final date that you need to be able to have that processed so that you can engage your classmates in the online discussions. It's going to be a good time for us to be together this winter quarter of 2015. 2015, can you imagine that? It's unfolding right before our eyes. God is good, and we're delighted that you are part of the classroom. Part of my task is to be praying for you, and so the class list becomes a prayer list for me, and throughout these next weeks we'll be praying that God will instruct us, teach us, and lead us, because I know that each one of you wants to be the very best spiritual leader that you can possibly be. And a part of that is understanding the church to which you have been called. And so as a way of understanding the church, we understand the detail of polity, and we think about leadership and mission and possibilities that are yet to unfold in the presence of God. God bless you. Please read the online pages, and we'll begin to interact with some introductions. You can post your introductions either in text or you can post them in video, however it works best for you. God bless you all. Look forward to hearing from you soon.